The gesture of the swipe has taken on a wild new life with the advent of touchscreen mobiles and tablets. The swipe illuminates invention, particularly choric invention, which has always been tied to performance. But since the swipe is most commonly associated with the tablet, its investigation remains on the table, so to speak, since users mimic the act of manipulating physical objects on a table. In this regard, the potential of the swipe is tabled by being limited to a topos. I first connected the movements used in swiping to old-school erasing, since both gestures are similar. And if we use erasing as a metaphor for what swiping is doing to writing, a dilemma emerges. If erasing is now creating through the gesture of the swipe, we are literally erasing the necessity of writing with a utensil or keyboard and making the bodily gesture the instigator of creative processes. Thought about in this manner, the swipe opens up potential for interacting with the physical world that has not yet been possible. On the tablet, the swipe literally unlocks the potential of the interactive world. Instead of erasing, it turns on, it creates, it instigates. Greg Ulmer turns to the long philosophical history of the table to show how heuretics, or invention as performance, comes to life when placing the table in the realm of chora instead of topos. To move to a heuretic relationship with the table, to learn not what it means but what can be made of it, I put it into a sequence, a series of other tables. The choral table is all tables at once. When swiping is limited to the table, it is still static, and the body focuses in on the device instead of looking through to the multiple possibilities that could emerge. By disconnecting the swipe from the table and by association topos and moving it towards the chora, we can see how it holds inventional potential. Potential that releases writing from interfaces reliant on letters and symbols and opens up symbiotic relationships between writing, the body, and performative platforms. Practice in the chora provokes, reels us in, and elicits bodily, affective responses and connections. It both unsettles us and moves us to respond. How to practice choral writing, then? It must be in the order neither of the sensible nor intelligible, but in the order of making, of generating, and it must be transferable, exchangeable without generalization, conducted from one particular to another. One's momentary location is less important than one's continuing movement and lines of flight. We can more easily see choric invention happening on glass and windows, so the body, technology, and geography are all brought together. These glass platforms are associated with augmented reality and literally bring the world, the body, and movement together. Swiping on windows and glass instead of tablets and tables allows for a larger notion of choric grasping to occur. Inventions are evoked rather than found by way of a catching that creates a growing network. In this context, the swipe involves the entire body, not just the fingers, and exposes the potential for choric inventions to come into appearance. The swipe, then, might be thought of as more of a dance, with the body involved at multiple levels.
どうもありがとう、Mr. ロボットマン